Alright, Shalom. Once more, we like to give all praises to the Most High Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakakodash, which is the name of the Heavenly Father in the ancient Paleo Hebrew tongue, right? And his Son, who they will ignorantly call God and Jesus. Now, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, right? The men and them who labor in for many years, and then away vine, much respect. Also to the other Akim, across the four corners of the earth also labor in. Now, we're going to bring out a lesson, and the name of the lesson going to be the Carib and the Arawaks of Trinidad and Tobago, right, fell victim to the curses in Deuteronomy chapter 28, which lines them up, the fall under the category of Israelites. And I'm going to bring out some facts proving that the Carib and the Arawaks is in fact Israelites, and there is not Carib and Arawaks. That is just a title was given to them after the hard was to flee, right, alongside with all them other countries and the South American borders, right, the Native Americans. All those people and them would have fled, right, and come on this side of the earth on the same period of time, right? And they were the lost tribes of Israel, because the Jews, which was only accounted for Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, it had all the other tribes on them, which after the hard was to flee from the land, right? During various captivities, the hard was to flee from the land of Israel, and mainly in 70 AD when Alexander the Great and so forth and the generals that followed after, coming all the way down to Antiochus Epiphanes and them, went into Israel and took the land, and these people had was to flee to the western coast of Africa, which mainly was the Jews, right? And so for the transition come from knowing who we as Israelites to where we were scattered, which the Most High in fact say that if we broke the laws, statutes, and commandments, we will be scattered in these parts of the earth. So without further ado, we're going into some precepts, right? And the first precept I'll bring is from Deuteronomy chapter 28, right? Deuteronomy chapter 28, before I go to verse 33, I would like to read verse 44 and 46. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. Here's the point. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So these curses going to be upon a certain particular people forever, which that forever will be until the kingdom of heaven established on the face of the earth. Right? So I jumping back up to verse 33. Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 33. And here's what it says. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. Here the scriptures say, the fruit of thy land and of thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. Right? Now with that being said, I'm going to go to an article that I pull up from on Google concerning some history in Trinidad and Tobago. History, and they call it the Columbian period, right? So before Christopher Columbus come, what was going on, right? So here it goes. Trinidad and Tobago, right, is reported to have been densely populated at the beginning of the colonial period. It goes on to say, although in the year 1510, Trinidad was said to have only peaceful Indians, right? Not East Indians, because East Indians come here long after on the boat when the rest of slaves come. So these peaceful Indians was the natives of Trinidad and Tobago, and later on you'll read that there was called the Carib and the Arawaks, right? I go read back up to the top of the article, right? The history of Trinidad and Tobago begins with the settlements of this island by Amerindians. Here the article telling you, Amerindians, so that wasn't East Indians. By Amerindians, specifically the island, Carib and Arawak people. So you see the telling you, the Carib and the Arawaks is Amerindian people. Both islands were explored by Christopher Columbus and on his third voyage in 1498. So Christopher Columbus came here, and if you research it, you will see Christopher Columbus came with Hebrew translators on his voyages. Now, why Christopher Columbus will come with Hebrew translators on his voyage if he didn't know that it had Israelites on this side here? He know, right? So it's the article go on to say, Trinidad remained in Spanish hands until 1797, but it was largely settled by French colonialists, right? So jumping back up to the part I was reading now, right? So Trinidad is reported to have been densely populated at the beginning of the colonial period, although in 1510 there was said to have only peaceful Indians. So these people and them who was here was peaceful, but guess what? Although they was living in peace, they wasn't following the customs that they had. Because what the book of Jeremiah chapter 17 say, I'll get it quick. Jeremiah chapter 17, because the Most High say he will discontinue you from your heritage that he gave thee, right? So the book of Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4 says, thou shalt even thyself shall discontinue from the heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled the fire of my anger, which shall be burned forever. Right? So here the scripture tells you will be discontinued from your heritage, and you will serve your enemies in a land which the Lord know you not. Now back in Deuteronomy chapter 28, when the Most High tell us, right? In verse 15, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to do and to observe all his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee this day, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And here the scripture says in verse 33, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be oppressed only and crushed always. And what happened to the Amerindians and them who was here, the Carib and the Arawaks? First was the Spanish came and crushed them, take all the laborers, take them into slavery. After the Spanish, right? Let me see if I get it. After the Spanish was the British, then was the French, then was the Dutch, right? So all these people and them came, and they was just crushing the Amerindians and them, oppressing them, taking everything that they had from them, raping the children, raping the men and women. How? So you don't have a God? Just watch these peaceful people, as the article say, and just allow this to happen to them? No. They was living peaceful, but according to what? They didn't have the laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High say, if they don't follow it, all these things shall happen to them. Right? And the scripture clearly show you, and it have many more we could read, right? Thou shalt have sons and daughters, verse 41, thou shalt have sons and daughters, and thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. What go on with the Carib and the Arawaks, the so-called the natives, which would be Israelites? What go on with them? The sons and the daughters was sold into all kind of different parts of the this region. So the scripture clearly showing you, when you're lining it up with what this article say and what the Bible say, this is how it does know who is the true man of the Lord. Because it's not about going in church and singing and clapping and building our vibes and then no edification and coming out. You just feeling good. And that is a sorcery. Because if you watch, when a spell is being cast, it always have some kind of chanting And some kind of music had to be taking place. And is it no differently what going on in them so-called churches and them, because they're not teaching people nothing about history. They're not teaching them nothing about what really going on in the world. So, and I hope this was edificational, you know. I hopefully to come back with a part 2 with a little more going into the time period when the Carib and the Arawaks, how they end up on this side of the earth, you know, going into when they had us to flee and the different time frames and them, you know. But all praises, Kalalali Araba Sham Shai Brakatabi for giving me the spirit to bring out this edification. And I hope it was edificational to some. Double honors again to the elders and apostles and all the other brothers. What Lababal dead to Babylon. You see all them strangers and them that's ruling over we. They're going to come to our end just now. You know, so Shalom. New Jerusalem, come here, Sharala, come here, Sharala. Shalom.